So for the past 6 weeks, we've been talking about orientation core values. These are the values that we hope to reflect to the new students, to OAs, to OLs, to families. Now we're going to turn inward and we're going to talk about key behaviors that we hope really allow our staff to bond and connect and to really reflect what I think are the values of what Christian leaders should be. And so when we think about this, we're calling these the Sweet Six. And these are really behaviors that we hope our team really not only believes, but in some ways embeds in the ways that we think and the way that we act towards one another. Let's look at what these 6 behaviors will be. The first one is choosing your attitude and how important that is in this experience. The second one is this idea of curiosity, of curious about other people in the group and about their experience and how they're experiencing things that are maybe different than us, curious about how things have been done in the past and how they could be different in the future. The third one is this idea that there is always time to play. Sometimes we are so much doing, we forget the being part. And we hope that part of our time together is even in the stress, we can have fun and engage each other in important ways. Being humble, I think, is a huge part of what it means to be a leader and what I'd love to see our team be a part of. Harambe is actually not an English word, but the way it translates is to pull together. So what does it look like for teamwork to exist on this team, and that it's not about me, it's about us, and we'll be reflecting more on that. And the last one is to be hungry. And what does that look like, this drive inside of us to want to accomplish a goal together that's bigger than ourselves? And so each week, we're going to be talking about each one of these key behaviors that we hope to see in each one of us. The first one is choosing your Tude. And hopefully this connects to you. I know this one for me is an important one that I really want to live into and model to all of you. And I really hope that you can model it to each other. This idea is that we cannot really have much influence on the situations that happen to us. And yet, in the midst of those situations, we can choose the attitude that we have during the situation. And that's a really, I think, transformative experience when we realize that even during a really tough day or really tough circumstances, there are many ways to respond. And for us, for me, and for you to know that I get to choose my Tude each and every day. And so we want us to choose, obviously, have a positive attitude, but sometimes there's just some tough situations and you might just have a bad day. And this behavior doesn't mean that you're not allowed to have a bad day, but how you respond to that bad day, I think, is really important. So if I'm having a really bad day and I'm kind of grumpy and I hope that I can share that with the team and say, hey guys, just to let you know, part of my behaviors today is I'm going to be really transparent about how I'm thinking and feeling. And I'm going to be open and honest with the team. And that's some of the Tude that I'm going to choose to have, even though I might be experiencing a really tough day. So you might be asking yourself, though, well, what are the attitudes? What are these behaviors that you hope we have? And I really want you to, and for me personally, the fruits of the Spirit, I think, are really the attitudes and the perspectives that I hope you can bring to each and every day. This idea of loving each other, loving our brothers and sisters in Christ is massive and yet a significant challenge. Love is not easy, and yet that's what we're going to ask each one of us to do. Joy and peace, this idea that I can bring a joyful attitude. It doesn't mean I'm happy all the time. That's different. Joy and happiness are different. Can I bring a joyful spirit? Can I bring a peaceful spirit, even in a stressful, in a day that might be really demanding? Can I have a certain peace about myself, that I'm here for a purpose? Patience. Oh man, I need more of this in my life every day. How can I be patient with you? How can you be patient with me and with other people? And you talk about kindness and goodness, and am I able to extend to you that grace? Faithfulness. Am I faithful to the calling that God's put in front of me today, to the tasks that God's given me? Some of them are going to be big, some of them are going to be small, and yet can I remain faithful to the calling of that? Can I have gentleness and self-control in a situation that maybe warrants frustration or anger? These are the attitudes that I hope that you can put on each and every day. And so for your homework, I'd like you to put down in the chat below two of these attitudes, of these Tudes that you'd really like to put on this week. So choose love or peace or patience or kindness or gentleness or self-control. Choose two of them that this week you're going to focus on, not only with our team, but within your family, your friends, within your kind of like social circles, how you can put on these two attitudes and really focus those on this week. So right now, go ahead and post that in the chat below. Have a great week.